Welcome, Seeker. You arrived to the timeline 1 of our story. If you wish to continue from the very beginning, click the link in the description. Sleep, when it finally came, was fitful, haunted by fragments of horse-drawn carriages, a mysterious man's knowing smile, and the endless driving rain of 1899 London. You awoke to the thin grey light filtering through the grime-streaked window of room 22, the residual dampness of your clothes, a constant reminder of yesterday's impossible journey. But the cold no longer gnawed at you. A different kind of chill, that of anticipation, had taken its place. Your gaze, almost instinctively, was drawn towards the alchemist's table. The previous night's exhaustion had only dulled the impact of its strange contents. Now, in the sober light of morning, its mysteries beckoned with renewed intensity. The table itself was a scarred heavy oak bearing marks of countless experiments, scorch marks, faint acid stains, and strange, intricate carvings that seemed to have been worn smooth by generations of hands. It was a workspace that reeked of history, of minds lost in pursuit of forbidden knowledge. You rose, your footsteps soft on the creaking floor, and approached the table. It was a chaotic yet purposeful tableau. Flasks of various sizes, some stoppered with corks, others with glass stoppers, gleamed faintly. Some held viscous, dark liquids that seemed to absorb the light, while others contained crystalline powders that sparkled with an inner luminescence. A retort, its long neck curving gracefully, sat beside a small, blackened crucible, hinting at fiery transformations. Scattered bones, small and delicate, perhaps from birds or rodents, lay beside a mortar and pestle, their surfaces smooth and ancient. The scent here was different from the rest of the room, a faint, earthy aroma mixed with something acrid, almost metallic, like burnt sugar or old chemicals. Your eyes settled first on the black book. Its cover, made of thick, unidentifiable leather, was cracked and worn, almost as if it had endured centuries of handling. The pages were surprisingly cool, almost cold, a stark contrast to the warmth of the scroll from the previous night. There was no title, only an embossed, interlocking serpent devouring its own tail. The Ouroboros, the symbol the mysterious man had mentioned. As you carefully opened it, the pages rustled with the dry whisper of antiquity. A subtle tremor ran through you as you leaned closer, peering at the dense, arcane script filling its pages. This was no ordinary grimoire of crude spells. This was a meticulous record of goetic evocation and spirit conjuration. Complex rituals and invocations designed not for simple parlor tricks, but for accessing unseen forces, for bending wills, for manifesting and contacting spirit energies that existed just beyond the veil of ordinary perception. The pages were filled with intricate diagrams, kabbalistic symbols, and precise instructions for constructing magical tools. Your eyes skimmed over terms like astral projection, elemental spirits, and philosopher's stone, names that resonated with a forbidden knowledge. Interspersed with the formal magical texts were diary entries, scribbled notes, and fervent observations from a former occupant of this very room. The handwriting was bold, almost arrogant, yet undeniably brilliant. The author, clearly a prodigious student, seemed to have devoured the teachings with an insatiable hunger. The tone also betrayed a deep-seated impatience, a restless ambition. He constantly challenged the established authority, pushing the boundaries of what was considered acceptable within whatever order he belonged to. The entries revealed this man's obsession with the more potent, less conventional aspects of magic. He wrote of his audacious attempts to perform proof-of-concept rituals, eager to test the limits of these teachings. You read of a night where he experimented with a simple invocation, and the air in the room had suddenly grown heavy, the single gas lamp flickering wildly as if struggling against an unseen current. Another entry described a sudden, inexplicable chill that descended upon him during a solitary meditation, a cold that seemed to emanate from within his very bones, accompanied by a faint guttural sound that seemed to whisper just beyond the edge of hearing. He didn't describe these events with fear, but with a chilling exhilaration, a sense of having touched something profound and powerful. A particular diagram in the Black Book caught your eye again. It depicted a complex sequence of alchemical operations, culminating in a stylized sun and moon, and beneath them, a symbol for something called the Philosopher's Stone, not just a magical gold-making substance, but a key to universal knowledge, perhaps even immortality or omniscience. Next to it, a cryptic note was scrawled in the margin. The stone requires the serpent's blood, gathered beneath the seventh star. Your mind raced. The serpent, the Ouroboros, the Philosopher's Stone, all linked. But what was the serpent's blood and the seventh star? These were not things found in any common alchemical text. They hinted at a deeper, more dangerous, more profound aspect of the work. You realized you had only scratched the surface of the Black Book's mysteries, and the alchemist's tools posed more questions than answers. The fervent prose, the bold handwriting, the impatient ambition, the personality of the book's author shone through with undeniable force. Charismatic, utterly self-assured, with a twinkle of mischief, or perhaps a nascent flicker of malice, in his eye. He wrote of his intellectual superiority, his disdain for what he perceived as cowardice and hypocrisy within the esoteric circles he inhabited. He was a force of nature, impatient with dogma, hungry for direct, unadulterated experience, believing that true power lay in the individual will, not in rigid adherence to tradition. The entries spoke of early clashes, even in these formative years, with the more conservative elements of whatever order he belonged to. He chafed under the authority of figures he both revered and resented. His notes spoke of heated debates, of his arguments for a more practical and less theoretical approach to magic, often dismissing his peers as mere armchair occultists. He believed that this order, while possessing immense potential, was stifled by its own internal politics and fear of true power. The author's writings also revealed the nascent development of his concept of magic, with a K, a deliberate distinction from mere stage trickery. For him, magic was the science and art of causing change to occur in conformity with will. It was a profound philosophical pursuit, a means to achieve spiritual transformation and self-realization, even if his methods were often shocking and unorthodox. He spoke of the true will, the ultimate purpose of an individual, which, once discovered and acted upon, would lead to profound spiritual liberation. But this liberation, he hinted, often required shattering societal norms and confronting one's deepest fears. You spent hours absorbed in the Black Book, the morning sun climbing higher, casting brighter stripes across the floor. The air in room 22 seemed to thicken with the echoes of the author's ambition and his experiments. You began to understand the intoxicating lure of power and forbidden knowledge within these occult practices, a subtle hum beneath your skin that resonated with the raw energy emanating from the pages. This was not just history. It felt like a direct transmission of a powerful disruptive force. Just as you were about to turn another page, a distinct click echoed from the door. Your head snapped up, your heart leaping into your throat. The door swung inward, revealing a figure silhouetted against the dim light of the hallway. It was him, the man from the notes, the author of this very Black Book. Aleister Crowley stood in the doorway, a tall, imposing presence, dressed in a dark, impeccably tailored suit, his dark hair slicked back. His eyes, piercing and intelligent, swept over the room, then landed on you, frozen by the alchemist's table, the Black Book open in your hands. A flicker of surprise, quickly masked by a sardonic amusement, crossed his features. "Well, well," he drawled, his voice a rich, resonant baritone, carrying a hint of a theatrical flourish. "It seems room 22 has a new occupant. Or perhaps, an uninvited guest." He stepped fully into the room, closing the door behind him with a soft click, his gaze never leaving yours. "This chamber, you see, is something of a shared sanctuary for certain members of an esoteric order, a convenient bolt hole, a place for private study away from prying eyes. I confess, I did not expect to find another truth-seeker delving into my personal effects this morning." He gestured pointedly at the black book. "Pray tell, who are you, and how did you come to be in our private retreat? I assure you, few find their way here by accident, and fewer still are granted such intimate access." His tone was polite, almost charming, yet laced with an undeniable edge of authority and suspicion. Your mind raced, grappling with the impossible truth of your situation. How could you explain time travel? How could you explain your inexplicable presence? You decided on a partial truth, a story that might sound mad enough to be believed, or at least to pique his evident curiosity. I don't recall anything before yesterday," you began, your voice a little shaky, but gaining strength as you spoke. "It's as if I simply appeared. I found myself lost in the streets, and then, a man, a mysterious older man. He led me here to this tavern, and somehow, he arranged for this room." You paused, watching his reaction. He spoke of secret societies, of ancient wisdom, and then, he vanished. Crowley's eyebrows, dark and expressive, arched slightly. He walked slowly around the table, his eyes lingering on the flasks and bones, before settling back on you. "A mysterious older man, you say? And you recall nothing before yesterday? Fascinating." He circled you, his gaze unnervingly intense, as if peeling back layers of your being. "There's something different about you. A certain unfamiliarity. Your attire, your mannerisms, they don't quite align with the common Londoner, or even with the typical seeker I encounter. Indeed, a profound displacement, as if you belong to another time entirely, or perhaps another plane of existence altogether." He tapped a finger against his chin, a new glint in his eye. "Yes, this mysterious man and your sudden materialization. It speaks of currents far beyond the ordinary, of forces that move pawns across the board in ways mere mortals cannot comprehend. I've always held a keen interest in the cutting edge of human ingenuity, in the marvelous progress of science and technology. And yet, even the most advanced machines of our age seem crude compared to the subtle workings of the cosmos. Your very existence here, then, is a testament to a grander mechanism, wouldn't you agree?" He stopped directly in front of you, a faint, almost predatory smile playing on his lips. "I sense a profound potential within you. A vessel perhaps for knowledge that is yet to be unlocked. Or perhaps knowledge that has been locked away for far too long. Now, tell me, truth-seeker, what is your true intent in this chamber? What do you seek within these forbidden pages?" His gaze was piercing, demanding more than a simple answer. Is it mere academic curiosity, a thrill of dabbling in the dark arts? Or is there a deeper, more urgent compulsion that brought you here? Be honest. I have little patience for feigned innocence or half-truths, but I value candor in those with genuine hunger. He picked up a small, intricately carved bone from the table, turning it over in his fingers. "This book you hold, these notes, they are mine. A record of my own explorations within the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn." He paused, a flicker of disdain crossing his features. "An order I am a member of, for now. Though I suspect that particular association may not endure much longer, given my unconventional approach to their sacred traditions." He tossed the bone back onto the table with a soft clatter. "The Golden Dawn in its current form is a cage. A beautiful cage perhaps, but a cage nonetheless. Its rituals, its grades, its very structure, are designed to guide, yes, but also to restrain. They fear true power, true gnosis. They cling to dusty traditions, while the universe, the true magic, screams for exploration, for a breaking of boundaries." Crowley's eyes, sharp and assessing, fixed on yours. "You speak of being lost, of a mysterious man who vanished. Yet you find yourself here, delving into pages that speak of powers most men only dream of, or fear. Tell me, seeker, what truly draws you to such forbidden knowledge? Is it mere curiosity, a passing fancy for the arcane? Or is there a deeper hunger within you? Are you truly prepared to face what lies beyond the veil of ordinary perception? To truly know the universe, one must first be willing to shatter one's own illusions, to confront the shadows within. Are you brave enough for that journey, or do you merely seek parlor tricks? Do you understand the sacrifices, the profound shifts in one's very being, that such knowledge demands? The true adept walks alone, often misunderstood, frequently reviled. His voice was a low challenge, probing the depths of your resolve, seeking not just an answer, but a resonance within your spirit. He leaned against the table, his posture relaxed, yet intensely commanding. I have seen many a faint heart dabble in the occult, only to retreat in terror when the shadows lengthen. But I sense something different in you. A raw, unrefined energy, a spark that could ignite into a conflagration. I see a potential for true will, uncorrupted by societal cant or conventional morality. I do not know your full story, and you are clearly holding back a secret of considerable magnitude. I won't press you, not yet. But understand this, the path of magic is one of absolute honesty with oneself. And secrets, if shared wisely, with those who truly understand, can become sources of immense strength, not weakness. He held your gaze, offering a silent, weighty invitation. If you are truly interested in the breaking of bonds, in the pursuit of genuine power and enlightenment, then perhaps our paths are meant to intertwine. I have much to teach, and perhaps much to learn, from one such as yourself. He took a step towards the alchemist's table, his gaze sweeping over the various vials and instruments. In fact, I stopped here precisely to retrieve some rather special components for a work I am undertaking. He picked up a small crystal flask filled with a shimmering viscous oil. I am preparing for a grand operation, a year-long undertaking of the sacred magic of Abramelin the Mage at my rather isolated house in Scotland, Boleskine, on the shores of the enigmatic Loch Ness. This is not the petty conjuration of imps the goldendawn dabbles in. This is the holy guardian angel ritual, a profound spiritual journey to attain conversation and knowledge of one's truest self, one's divine genius. He paused, a glint in his eye. Boleskine House, he elaborated, his voice taking on a slightly more distant, almost reverent tone, is a place of immense power, seeker. Utterly secluded, nestled against the vast, brooding waters of Loch Ness, far from the prying eyes of the mundane world, the very air there hums with ancient energy. And beneath the house, you see, lies the remnants of an old church, its graveyard still there. A place where the veil between worlds is thin, where the energies are amplified, almost vibrating with the echoes of centuries of spiritual activity. It is the perfect crucible for such a demanding operation. This is a perilous, arduous path. 6 months of extreme purification, daily prayer, abstinence, strict diet, isolation. Only then, when one has cleansed the temple of the body and mind, can one begin the evocation. Then, a further 6 months of commanding the elemental spirits, not through crude force, but through alignment with one's awakened will. It is a true communion with the divine, a shattering of all illusions, a forging of the self into a living, breathing instrument of the universe. It is the ultimate test of will and purity, leading to the ultimate power. Most men would break under such discipline. Most would flee the revelations. But only through such an ordeal can one truly transcend. Crowley's gaze intensified, seeking your reaction, your understanding. Are you prepared to cast aside the chains of convention and truly embrace the unknown? This isn't theoretical philosophy for the drawing room. This is the raw, primal essence of magic. It demands everything. He then leaned closer, his voice dropping to a near growl. And your presence here, now in my room, just as I prepare for this monumental undertaking, I take it as a sign. A very potent sign. Perhaps you are meant to play a part in this. Perhaps you are a piece of the puzzle I need to complete this work, to finally gain access to the deepest knowledge within the Golden Dawn itself, so that it can be used by the right hands. My hands. He then reached into the inner pocket of his coat, producing a small, black glass flask, no larger than his thumb. It was stoppered with a tiny, ornate silver cap, and the liquid within seemed to shimmer with an inner light, almost imperceptibly. If you are truly brave, truly committed to finding your answers, to unlocking that potential I sense within you, he said, pressing the cool, smooth flask into your hand, this will guide you. It is a preparation, distilled from ancient formulae, to open the inner eye. Consume it when you are ready. It will not only lead you, but grant you visions, answers, and perhaps even guidance on your path, bypassing the mundane and revealing the esoteric. But be warned, seeker, such power comes with a price, and the path it illuminates is not for the faint of heart. He gave a knowing, almost mischievous smile. Consider it a shortcut to perception, a key, if you will, not to a physical door, but to the gates of your own mind. With that, he gave a curt nod, his gaze lingering for a moment, as if assessing your resolve. Then, with the same silent grace with which he had entered, Aleister Crowley turned and exited the room, the door clicking softly shut behind him, leaving you alone once more. The door clicked shut, leaving you alone, but the silence that followed was anything but empty. The air in room 22 still seemed to hum with Crowley's presence, with the sheer force of his will and the unshakable conviction in his words. His charisma was undeniable, a magnetic pull that resonated with something deep within you, even as his declarations bordered on the utterly mad. It wasn't just his sharp intellect or his theatrical flair. There was an unexplainable aura about him, a palpable sense of power, and a knowledge that transcended the mundane. You felt as though you'd just stood before a living conduit of ancient, raw energy, a man who saw the world through a lens far wider and stranger than your own. His words replayed in your mind, especially the mention of Boleskine House, the image of that secluded, historical house on the shores of Loch Ness, a place already steeped in myth, now took on a new, chilling significance. A year-long summoning ritual, not for petty parlor tricks, but to conjure one's holy guardian angel and command elemental spirits. The very notion sent a shiver down your spine, yet also sparked a dark, undeniable fascination. To perform such a profound, dangerous act in a place where the veil was already thin, amplified by an ancient graveyard and a church beneath the very foundations. It painted a picture of potent, almost reckless ambition. You couldn't help but think of the legendary Loch Ness monster, the creature of whispers and shadows, said to dwell in those very waters. Was it merely folklore, or was it another manifestation of the raw, untamed energies Crowley sought to command? The idea that such a ritual could awaken or even involve something so primal, so deeply ingrained in the mysterious lore of the world, added another layer of unsettling allure to Crowley's grand design. He saw your presence as a sign, a piece of his puzzle. His offer wasn't just a flask, it was an invitation to a path of radical self-discovery, or perhaps self-destruction, draped in the promise of ultimate knowledge. You stand in the quiet room, the small, cool flask, a tangible weight in your hand. Its contents promise a shortcut to profound insight, a direct experience of magic, but at what cost? Is it a true guide, or a perilous trick? Crowley's words echo in your mind, a tempting whisper of power and forbidden knowledge, yet also a chilling warning of the risks involved. He sees something in you, something displaced and potent, and he believes you are meant to play a part in his grand design, hinting that your hidden truth might even be an asset. Yet, the memory of the mysterious man, his calm wisdom and his enigmatic instruction to trust the unknown, tugs at you. Could he provide another path, a safer one, or perhaps one that leads to a different, equally profound truth? The choice is stark. Embrace the audacious, perhaps dangerous, path offered by Crowley, or wait, trusting that the unknown will reveal the way to the mysterious man. How will you proceed? First option, take the flask. Consume its contents, trusting Crowley's promise of visions and answers. Second option, do not trust the flask. Instead, wait for a sign from the mysterious man, trusting the unknown to find him somehow.